So if you're standing, you don't have to get up and go press okay on the thing, you know? All right, we'll come to our easy mountain pose. Find some space between our feet, open up across the heart. Settle down into both of our feet, close our eyes, soften our jaws. Just shifting our weight from one foot to the other. See how that feels. And we'll press down into both for a breath or two before we shift our weight forward and back into the heel and then into the toes in front of the foot. And we'll make that an even bigger movement now as we come up onto the toes, reaching our arms up. Whoa, exhale, bring it back down. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, back down to mountain feet. All on your own. Warm up your ankles. So if it doesn't feel good for you, if it's feeling unsteady, you just lift one heel, place it back down, lift the other heel, place it back down. Last one. We'll come back right into our flowing mountain. Inhale, reach up, exhale, hands to our sides, flowing through, warming our shoulders, letting go of your day. Finding some space between our fingers, stretching our hands. And if it feels nice, closing our eyes, bringing that awareness within. One more, turning this into a flowing airplane, going halfway down, softening our knees, hinging at our hips, then back up, breathing in. Exhale, hinging, inhale, coming up. So you can have a big bend in your knees or a small bend. Checking in with our chest, facing towards me and then facing the floor. And our hands, palms facing the floor at the bottom and facing up towards me when we're standing. Keeping our chest wide and proud. And even drawing the shoulder blades slightly together at the bottom. Lengthening our necks, turning that into a full forward fold. Each and every time we reach up, let's press and root into both of our feet. Hinging at your hips. Moving at your own pace. An entire inhale to come up, it pauses, and then the exhale begins and we go down. Few more of these flows. We'll be going into a flowing chair on our next one, or you can start before me. We rise up and hinge back into our chair, sweep up and sit back and down. If you wanted to make it another layer, you could reach your arms long, warming up your shoulders. Last one, we'll meet in our mountain pose, reaching up to the sky, actively reaching up, pressing into both of our feet. Hands come to our heart. Let's step our left foot back to start our moonflowers, turning our toes out to the sides. Breathe in, reach up, but breathe out, bend our elbows and bend our knees. So you can close your eyes, move through your moonflowers. Let's turn that into sunflowers, hinging down, bending our knees, warming up our hips. Still pressing down into the feet. If our mind wanders, using our breath as an anchor, bringing it back to breath. One more, we'll be holding up in a star position. So reaching our hands kind of out to the top corners of the room. And a different little flow today. You'll step to the center of your mat, Get down into a little chair and then open up into star the other way. So we'll go down, breathe out, breathe in, open. And if you want to close your eyes, you can, but try to move with your breath. Your mat is there. Inhaling as we open everything up, exhaling as we get really small. Last one. We'll step right up to the tops of your mats. Let's take our right shoulder across the body, look down the shoulder. You can close your eyes. And draw that shoulder down and away from our ear. And then reach the hand up. Let's give our wrist a little bit of love and tipping over to one side. Still pressing into both of our feet. If you want to add on a little bit of balance, you can take your toes to touch your heel. We still want to press into both of our feet though once we get there. Other side, we'll draw the shoulder across and down from the ear. We can look down, catching your breath from your little stars. All the way up, grabbing our wrist and tipping over and maybe adding on that little balance. Or you could stay anchored with your mountain feet. Bringing both hands back behind us. Let's open up. You can stay here or hinge forward. Forward fold with your chest expansion. Or keeping the head above the heart. If you do fold over, if it feels nice, just let your head hang down. We'll all sweep our hands back up towards the sky. Breathe in, a little back bend, and it'll take us right into forward fold. Breathe out. Halfway lift, breathing in, folding, breathing out. We've got some space between our feet as we continue to flow through fold and monkey your halfway lift. Drawing the belly up towards the spine, bringing the shoulder blades around to hug that upper part of our back. Last one, holding it down. Bending our knees, we'll hop, step, or jump back to a plank position. If you'd like to come down on your forearms today as a modification, you can, or you can stay up in your high plank. Breathe. We're shifting our weight forward and back, whether that be on your hands or on your forearms. Great job. We'll make our way to all fours from wherever you are. You can modify fists for wrists or blocks underneath our forearms. And we'll move through our cat and cow. Exhaling cat, inhaling cow. Take your time. Warm up your spine from the top of your head to your lower back. And rather than bearing weight down into the wrists, think of drawing energy up. Last one. You can take a rest in child's pose if that feels good for you, or move up into downward facing dog, whichever one works. Down dog or child's pose. Either massaging our forehead down onto the earth or pedaling our feet in downward dog. Pressing the earth away, opening the chest up either towards our thighs in whichever pose we're in. We'll inhale to all fours again. We'll do some figure eights with our hips, taking our right hip out to one side and drawing it back. Let's just do one hip at first on one side. It's like you're just creating this little circle, reach it back to the heel, then bring it back in. Just that one side at first, and then we'll switch and do the other side. You might notice one hip is feeling different than the other. I have to say this is a really good flow. Let's do figure eights now. We'll do one big circle on one side, come back to neutral, all fours, and then switch and do the other side. So we sit back, draw it forward, sit back, go to the other corner and draw it forward. So any variations that feel good for your body. Right back to child's pose or downward facing dog as we move through our warm up. Can modify stuff with down dog with fingertips or being down on dolphin instead of downward dog or child's pose. Wonderful. Back to all fours. Let's bring our fingertips to point towards our knees. If that does not feel nice for your forearm zone, perhaps putting them out east to west, just a little different. We'll do a few rounds of cat and cow with this. Still opening the chest and then drawing the chest up. Amazing. Taking a rest, let's put those hands forward again and child's pose or downward facing dog. Choose which one feels good for you. Checking in with our breath, letting go of any tension from our day. Let's gaze up between our hands and start to flow into plank, either full plank or kneeling plank forward. And then sitting back, either to down dog or child's pose. So we start to warm up our core muscles now. Breathe. We can start to add in that little dip, so a little bend in the elbow, press it back up. So not quite down to the belly just yet, just a little bend. And back we go. And this next one will bring us right to the belly. Take your time. Let's bring our hands out in front of us, some cup hands. Lift up, press into the fingers, shoulders down from our ears. And then we'll release a few flows like that. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, down. Bring the hands out to the sides. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, going back down. So think of the back lifting and lowering us. We don't want to squeeze our backside too hard. Last one. Fingertips or full hands come underneath our shoulders, and we'll push up and back to child's pose or downward facing dog. Can stay in rest here. We'll flow through our half series. Inhale into a fuller kneeling plank. Exhale halfway or all the way down, opening up into that cobra or your up dog, back down to your bellies or down dog. And we'll all meet back down dog or child's pose. Flowing again, forward, going down, opening up. Maybe it's up dog, maybe it's cobra. If you're an up dog, you go back to down dog or you go to your belly with me. Then we meet. Couple more all on your own, or take a little rest. You could take a rest in child's pose. You can take a little drink. You can do whatever feels nice. We'll be meeting back in downward dog or child's pose. Gazing up between the hands, let's bring that right foot up between the hands. Take your time. Rising up into a lunge, breathe in. We'll add a little twist on today. Left hand to the mat, right hand to knee. And just drawing that chest towards your right knee, but that left kneecap still facing the mat. So we've got a strong lower back. Rising back up to your lunge, breathe in. Breathing out, downward facing dog. Take your time. Left foot comes up between the hands. Take a big in breath to your lunge. You can close your eyes as we exhale into our twist. Coming down, and we'll stay here for a few breaths. Listen to the body. We're ringing out our weekend. All the way to forward fold on a breath out. Halfway lift, breathe in, roll those shoulders back from the ears, feel the length of your neck, and then fold again. Chair pose, breathe in. Exhale, we'll rise up into our mountain. Wonderful. Time for our sun salutations. So we have a few options for this class. Maybe we'll do sun salutation B as well. All right, right up to the tops of those mats. Some space between our feet. I was trying to find a different song for you guys, but doesn't like me. All right, let's do this. Rise all the way up, breathe in, and a big dive into your forward fold. Breathe out, halfway up. Fold again, breathe out. Bending our knees, left foot back, rise to your lunge. Take an inhale, and let that exhale slowly take you back to downward facing dog or child's pose. Can stay here or we'll flow forward into a plank, full or kneeling. You know the drill, halfway or all the way up dog or cobra. Take your time to meet back in down dog, maybe child's pose, depending on how your day's going. Left foot lunges up between the hands. A whole inhale to rise up. Maybe the eyes are closing and we're really bringing our awareness within. Forward fold, breathing out. Space between our feet, halfway up. Fold, exhale. All the way up this time, inhale. Exhale to chair pose. Back up, breathe in. And we'll find ourselves in a nice strong mountain with a strong core. And again, sweep up. Exhale, dive. Halfway up, inhale, strong belly, exhale, fold. Our right foot will take us back to either a full or kneeling lunge. Breathe in. Breathe out, child's pose or down dog. Holding here and taking a rest, or let's flow forward. All the way or halfway. Our elbows in towards the rib cage. Find your cobra or your up dog. And then make your way back to your choice of down dog or child's pose. The left foot lunging up between the hands. Inhale, rise to lunge. Exhale, push off that back foot, forward fold. Halfway up. Fold again. All the way up. Exhale to chair. Back up. Exhale to mountain. Let's do that a few more times. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, dive. Halfway up. Fold again. Left foot back. Inhale to your lunge. I'm going to be adding a three-legged dog on in a few breaths. Back to down dog or child's pose. You'll flow through your half series or hold and rest in whichever pose feels best for you. We'll meet in down dog or child's pose. So if you're in down dog, you'll add that three-legged dog. Lift the right foot up, breathe in. Breathe out, gently place it between the hands. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway up. Fold again, all the way up, inhale. Exhale to your chair. Back up we go. Exhale to mountain. We've got a couple more big breaths, sweep up. Exhale, dive and fold. Halfway up. Fold, exhale. Right foot back, find your lunge. Exhale to down dog, child's pose. Hold here or flow, everybody, all on your own. Down dog or child's pose. Right foot lifts, three-legged dog. Exhale, sweep it up between the hands. We'll rise into our lunge. And fold again, exhale. Halfway up, breathe in. Exhale, fold all the way up. Exhale to your chair. Back up we go. Exhale to mountain. So now we'll have that option to jump back or just step back to your chaturanga or plank. Sweep to sky. Exhale, dive. Halfway up. Hop, step, or jump back to plank or chaturanga. Hold your plank or flow through. Chaturanga, up dog or cobra. We meet in downward dog. We'll bring the right foot up between the hands, one lunge, come up. And on our exhale, we're going right back to plank or chaturanga or stay in your lunge. Hold here or flow, up dog or cobra. Meet back in down dog. Left foot up between the hands, one lunge, we come up. And a breath out takes us back to plank or chaturanga, where you can hold or flow. Meet back in down dog, looking up between the hands, hop, step, or jump up between the hands. We rise up to halfway lift and then fold again. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale to chair, back up, breathe in. Exhale to mountain. We have one more, guys, girls, everybody sweep up. Exhale and dive, halfway up. Hop, step, or jump back to plank or chaturanga. Hold or flow, up dog or cobra. Back to down dog. Left foot between the hands. We have one lunge, brings us up. And our next exhale takes us back to plank or chaturanga. Hold or flow. Down dog. Left foot up between the hands. Rise up to lunge. We might have done the same foot. That's okay. Back to plank or chaturanga. Hold or flow. Full plank or kneeling plank or flow through. You'll meet in down dog. Hop, step, or jump up between the hands. Halfway up. Fold again. Sweep all the way up. Exhale, find a nice strong chair. Back up we go. Exhale to mountain. Sun salutations, check off your list. You might want a fan on. Okay. Okay, let's get on with our practice. Build some strength and some confidence. All right, and we're going right into a squat to begin with, wide leg squat. Well, like I guess you could call it a yoga squat. So not super wide. We come down into our squat pose. So if anyone wants a block, let me know, because you can use that block to take a little seat. You're all good. All right, we're gonna flow right hand to mat, left arm up, breathe in. Breathe out, other side. Flowing side to side. And close your eyes. Last one. Let's lift our hips up now, tuck our feet a little bit closer together and staying in a forward fold and perhaps grabbing our elbows if that feels okay for you. Letting the upper body melt you down towards the mat. Thinking of rotating our inner thighs back towards the back edge of your mat. Still with a soft knee. Stepping back to plank. Staying here 5 to 10 breaths, and we'll be adding on. You can use your fists for wrists or move down onto your forearms. There's a little bit of tension between our shoulder blades, and we're drawing our neck away from our shoulders. All right, as our left foot walks its way up to onto the floor of the left side of your mat, toes turn out, and we reach that left arm up, pressing into this left foot. Breathe. Let's rotate onto the outside of that right foot and continue to press into that left foot as we lift our hips up and stretch. Back to plank or take a rest in a forearm plank or child's pose. 5 breaths. Our quadriceps are working hard if we're in our plank pose. Anytime you need a rest, do take it. All right, we'll take the opposite foot out to the other side. So the heel is facing towards the long edge of your mat and your toe is pointing away. Roll onto the outside of the opposite foot and we press into that foot to lift and stretch. So this should feel really good in your right glute area, right hip area. Your core as you lift your hip away from the floor. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Time to rest, child's pose or downward facing dog. You can have a nice wide leg child's pose if that feels better for you today. Inhaling all fours, exhaling downward facing dog. Take your time. Pressing our weight down, not only into our wrists, but into the knuckles on our index finger, our middle finger, the fingertips. And taking some of the weight back into the feet. Let's bring our right foot up between the hands and we're going to make our way into a high lunge, reaching up. Our back heel is high and we're sinking down into this leg, closing our eyes. So if balance feels a little funky tonight, you could put your arms out for balance. Feel the ankle, notice the core, lengthen our necks. Bringing our hands to our hips, taking the left foot in, about a foot, heel going down. So as we straighten out our right leg and moving into pyramid pose. You could keep your chest up if that feels better, or today we'll be walking, turning our fingertips towards our back toe and walking it back as our nose comes towards our shin. You can be looking at your front toe or looking back at your back toe. Our lower back is strong and steady. Could rest a plate or a cup back there. We'll now bring our fingertips to frame that front foot again and step back to downward facing dog. So both feet, most likely we have to step back a little bit. Let's pedal out both of our legs and check in again with our weight dispersing into both feet and both hands. Opening the chest up towards the thighs. You can choose to rest in child's pose or down dog, or let's flow through. Let's come forward, hold, go halfway or all the way down, up dog or cobra. Back down to our bellies and we'll meet back in downward dog. I just wanted to do one more thing for our core. We'll come back to forearm plank. Got some good feedback on this one. And then, so our hips, we're trying to keep our hips on about the same level as our shoulders or slightly below. And we'll take our left hand and taking our left hand out. A little goalpost. Draw it back in. And the other hand, a little goalpost, keep the rest of the body nice and strong. Draw it back in. Take our left foot out. And then our right foot. So we've got a wide leg plank. Nice and strong. And then we'll bring it in left and then right. Now your right hand goes out for your plank, out for your goalpost. And then the other side. Whew, keep the breath flowing. And then our feet, this time right foot out, other foot out, right foot in, left foot in. Take a break. Take a little break in child's pose, cobra, or something else that feels good for your belly. We'll inhale to all fours, exhale to downward facing dog to do our sequence with our pyramid on the other side. All right, so the left foot coming up between the hands. We're rising up into our lunge. I think this is the opposite foot. All that ab work kind of fried my brain. So we're sinking down whilst we reach up. You're taking care of your back. You want to bring your hands to your heart. Close your eyes. You can do any variations that feel better for you. Let's bring our hands to our hips. Bring the right foot in, about a foot, maybe two, just so the heel can go down, straightening both of our legs, hinging down. Lengthening through the neck. Can stay here or point our fingertips towards our back foot and walk our nose towards our shin. You could use blocks here, really anything. All right, downward facing dog, breathing out. Taking a look up between our hands, we'll come back into our plank pose with a full plank this time, or knees down. Bringing our right knee towards our right elbow. A crossover to the opposite wrist. Draw it up to that same side elbow. And then back to the other elbow, back to plank. Let's try that again. Left knee, left elbow, over to the opposite wrist, then same side up to the elbow, and then draw it back and back to plank. Child's pose or downward dog. So if you're choosing child's pose, maybe moving our wrists around, moving our hands. We'll inhale to all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. Looking up between the hands, this time taking 3 jumps towards the hands, keeping our backsides in the air. So you want to try to lift up your backside and float up, float up, float up. Bring it here. Forward fold. Grab a hold of those elbows again. Take a little rock side to side maybe. Holding that fold again. And rotating our inner thighs back towards the back edge of our mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. Let's take our peace fingers around our right big toe or hold on to your right ankle with your right hand. And then trying to draw our right foot just up off the mat. So almost like you're sucking your leg up into your hip. and then placing it back down. Wonderful. All right, so we'll bring that foot up and try to come up into a single leg. Big toe hold. Forward, may need to bend. All right, so you can hold on to the outside or the inside of that knee, or we'll go into our big toe hold. Thankful for the wall today. Or you've got a hold of that leg either on the inside or the outside. Whew, take a little rest, take a little fold. Let's take our palms up. You can have a big bend in your knees if you'd like to. Rest your belly right on your thighs. So you can kind of stretch your hands or your wrists here. We'll come halfway up. Fold again. Either grabbing a hold of that left ankle with your hand or your peace fingers on your big toe. Our other hand could go to our hip, up opposite hip if that feels good. And then we start to draw that foot up and down. This time, let's bend that knee and come up and bring our foot forward or out to the side for our big toe hold. We'll bring it up and open, or we'll hold on to the back of our leg. Holy, good thing we're doing balance in March. And again, forward fold, big rest of your belly on your thighs this time, palms face up. Be stepping back to a full or a forearm plank. Breathe. Dropping it right down onto our belly, really gently, slowly lowering. Let's reach our hands forward, lift our knees up. And then open our hands, open our feet out to the side. We bring it back. And open and close. Strengthening our back. We've got a nice long neck here. Last one, we'll bring our hands under our shoulders, press up and back to child's pose. Feel a nice big stretch across your lower back. Massaging our forehead down. And anchoring once again to your breath. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 jumps to the top of your mat each time, engaging the core, trying to float those feet forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Folding, exhaling, chair pose. We breathe in and we'll stay in our chair pose. Choose where you'd like to have your hands today. Sinking down into the support of the earth. Shifting our hips back. Lifting our hearts. Drawing that belly button up and in. Let's take the weight onto the toes, lift our heels. Finding somewhere to focus our gaze. Heels go down. We try to lift our toes up, even spreading our toes wide. Woo. Straighten it out, big breath up. Let's bring our hands back behind us for reverse prayer. Maybe fingertips come close together. Maybe they're down here. Maybe you've been making your way up your back. Close our eyes and just enjoy the stretch for your fingers, your forearms, your wrists. So widen across our chests. And we'll release those hands to our regular prayer pose at the front. Let's take our left foot back, right foot forward into warrior one. So that left heel's going down. We're turning towards that short edge of our mat. Let's rise up with our hands. Breathe. Softening the jaw. Let go of your day. Lifting our back heel and reaching our hands back towards it, looking over our front foot. Whilst we're reaching back for that heel, the crown of the head is reaching in the opposite direction. At the moment, maybe your hands are facing palms towards your body. Let's open up and place the palms towards the floor, opening across the chest. From here, moving into warrior three, transferring the weight onto that front foot. You can keep your hands back if you want to today, or bring them to your heart. Your left kneecap still facing the floor. Modifications, of course, to keep your back foot down, or reach your arms long towards me. Step it back, high lunge. Heel goes down, warrior two. Let's open up. Wonderful. Straightening out. So we're not too long in warrior two because we want to go to balancing half moon. Let's straighten out our front leg. Open up our palms, reach forward, go into triangle first. We'll hinge down. We've got our core holding us steady here. Our breath is big. Can stay in triangle for a few more breaths. So we'll move into balancing half moon. The weight goes onto the front foot. We lift the back foot. We still keep our chest open. A big back strengthener. I'm hoping your backs are nice and strong from last month. Forward fold, exhale. Grab a hold of your elbows again, my friends, if that feels nice. Stretch out your back. We'll do that same sequence on the other side. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Bending our knees, we'll be taking the right foot back this time. We've got our warrior one, heel goes down. We're rising up into warrior one, bending our left knee. And then checking in with the feet. Closing our eyes if that feels nice. And draw your awareness inward. Be lifting our back heel, reaching our hands for that the back of our mat as we gaze at our front foot. And a nice strong lunge. And then opening up the palms while we open the chest and reach our shoulders away from our ears and lengthen our neck. So the modification for warrior three is to stay right where you are, but try to shift most of your weight onto your front foot. Or you straighten out that leg and come up. Checking in with our lower back, it's relatively flat. And you can choose if hands are at heart, maybe they're still reaching back or reaching forward. Stepping the right foot back, warrior two, right hand goes back. Just a breath or two here in warrior two. We'll open our palms, straighten out our left leg, reach our left hand forward and hinge down. Opening up and feeling and noticing our triangle pose. If you're taking care of your back or your shoulder, shorten your stance or maybe tuck your hand back behind you today. You can stay in triangle. It's a wonderful place to be, or move into balancing half moon. The weight goes onto the front foot. We lift the back. We're balancing. Forward fold, exhale. Amazing job. We're making our way down to the mat. I know that's a long standing sequence. Halfway up. Fold, exhale. Let's just step it back to all fours. Move through a few rounds of cat and cow. Up and more. Remember, instead of pressing down, we're drawing energy up. Taking it back to child's pose. Let's do a wide leg child's pose. Walking our hands over to one side of the mat. That doesn't feel good in wide leg. You could bring your knees closer together. All the way over to the other side. We'll bring it back to center, and it feels okay reaching back for our heels or resting our palms facing up. Let's bring our hands forward, going right down to our bellies for locust with hands clasped back behind us. So we bring them back, and now if you don't feel like clasping them together, just maybe some cup hands to press down into the mat to lift you up, or we clasp them together. Lifting our kneecaps up and thinking again of that feeling we had earlier with that rotation towards the back. So think of now internally rotating a little bit your inner thighs up towards the ceiling. As we gaze down at our mat or keep our eyes closed. Hands under our shoulders. All right, my friends, a few breaths in child's pose, then we'll be rolling back onto our backs. If you want to go there a little sooner, you can. I wanted to have time for baby crow, but not today. Make your way onto your backs. You're welcome. We'll do that maybe next week. We'll draw those knees into chest, take a little rock side to side. Massage your lower back. And then reaching our feet up and our hands up today, but still anchoring our shoulder blades down onto the mat. Breathe. You can stay here in this more restorative pose or lift both of your shoulder blades up off the mat and then reach your left hand over towards your right foot. Bring it back and over to the other side. So just a variation of a crunch side to side. If your head is sore or your neck is sore, rest your head in between each one. All right, come back. We'll bend our knees, bring our hands to the mat, palms up, wide across our hearts. Extending our left leg long down the length of our mat, drawing that right knee in towards our chest. Let's make some rotations with our right ankle going in one direction. And then going the opposite direction. Drawing that knee across the body for a spinal twist. That does not feel nice for you, you can do a different twist of your choice. Anchoring through our shoulder blades, opening our chest up towards the ceiling. Oops. Let's bring it back to center. Take another lovely rock on your low back. You could even try to make little circles with your back. And then drawing just the left knee in towards the belly, extending our right leg, or whichever leg you didn't do. Do our ankle rotations on this side. One way and then the other. Start to soften the jaw. Try to keep the mind here. Moving into our spinal twist, drawing that knee across the body. You can roll right onto the side of the hip. And then bring the chest back up towards the sky as we anchor down. Palms can face up. You're there for about 10 breaths. And we'll draw both of the knees into chest again one last time. And make our way into our Shavasana. Nice, calm, dark Shavasana tonight. So take your time if you need to grab socks or a blanket. Settle down into the earth. Got a color meditation today. We'll bring a few colors through the body with our breath. As much time as you need to settle in, close your eyes. Feel the jaw softening. Notice the weight of our eyeballs as we let our eyes just simply rest in the sockets of our heads. Making your body as comfortable as possible for the next few moments. Bringing our arms by our sides if that feels good, or wherever you want to have them. Feel your body let go. And allow the floor to support your body, the earth. And we begin with the color red, beginning to flow into the soles of your feet and then into your legs. See it like the color of an apple, filled with light. Move the red light up your legs and into your hips. The red twirls around like a tornado, especially at the base of your spine, and then fills your whole torso. Feel the red saturating all of your organs, moving into your shoulders, going down both arms, and into your hands and your fingertips. The energy is swirling around in your throat and moving into your head. Feel the red energy in the corner of your head, in the opposite corner, the center, and ears. And finally beginning to move out the crown of your head. Now picturing the color yellow, like the sun, Moving into the soles of your feet, up your legs, swirling around your knees, and then up into the solar plexus. Let the bright light swirl around your entire torso, filling all of your organs, soaking your whole body with yellow. And then allow it to begin to move out the crown of your head as well. Visualizing a beautiful green. Moving into your feet, green like the grass on a hillside in Ireland. And bringing that healing color throughout your body. If there's any area in your body that you feel needs a little extra healing tonight, swirl extra green around that area. As the green moves out, see blue like a magnificent blue sky begin to flow into your feet and up your legs. It can go slightly outside your body if you wanted to. Focus the blue on your throat and your eyes. Feel this beautiful blue light saturating every cell of your body. And then allow it to exit through the crown of your head. Making room for a purple color coming into your feet. Breathe in the purple and feel how the purple feels in your body. Next, for the last, use your concentration and focus. Feel a bright white coming into your feet. This white is like looking at a snowbank. It's almost blinding. Feel the pure white light coming into your legs. This light is so bright, it is moving out any darkness, any stagnation that is present in our bodies. And if any part of your body needs a little extra healing, move that white light there. Move it around your torso like a tornado, soaking and cleansing your organs. Bring it into your shoulders, arms, and all of your fingers. Feel it spinning in the palms of your hands. Bring the white light into your throat, vocal cords, chin, teeth, your brain, your eyes, and your ears. The white light doesn't have to leave. You can let it swirl around and breathe. Feel the cells of your body dancing, being nourished by your breath, by the light. And allow this light now to settle deep into the cells of your body. Noticing the sound of your own breath within your body. And awaken our hands and our feet, our fingers and our toes. Moving our head side to side and feeling our necks again. Stretching from our fingertips to your toes if you want to. You might tickle someone if you stretch too far. You can roll over onto one side whenever you're ready. Take your time getting there. All the way up to our easy seat. Maybe you're crisscross. Maybe you found your bolster. Let's take a big breath up and draw the hands towards our heart. And a few more big breaths, whatever you may need today. Maybe it's a little courage, patience, kindness. Draw it deep down into the heart. One more. If it feels nice, we can bow towards Mother Earth. Always grateful for the gifts given. Namaste. Enjoy the rest of your Monday, my dear friends. Bye, ladies online. Bye, Susie. Bye, Carrie. Have a good day.
Bye, Denise.
Bye.
See you next week.